Hello and welcome to a new video on IGCSE Mathematics. In this video, we shall be discussing pyramids. So in this question, we're told the diagram shows a pyramid with a square base ABCD of side 8. The diagonals of the square AC and BD intersect at M. V is vertically above M and VM equals to 10. Calculate the angle between VA and the base. So first of all, we want to figure out what the angle is. So we have a line VA, and the base is A, B, C, D. So the common letter here is the letter A. So we already know that the line we're looking for has the letter A. And then we want to find the closest letter to V. So in the case of prisms, we used to look at these three letters and determine which letter is the closest. But in the case of pyramids, we don't really choose from these letters. We look at the diagram and we find the closest letter on the plane to V. So it doesn't have to be A or B or C or D. What is the closest letter to V? Obviously, it's letter M. So we're going to look at line AM. So we want this line here. So the angle lies between VA and AM. So we are looking for angle VAM. And we draw triangle VAM. So this is A, this is M, and this is V. And the angle we're looking for is angle theta. And we need two sides in order to be able to get the value of theta. We are already given that VM is equal to 10. So we need another side, and it will probably be side AM. So how do we get side AM? We need to find another triangle that can help us to find AM. So AM is basically half of the big diagonal AC. So if we can get AC, then we can get AM by dividing by 2. In order to get AC, we can use the triangle ABC. Since this is a square, we know that this side is 8 as well. And we draw triangle ABC. Angle B is 90, of course, because this is a square. Side AB is 8, side BC is 8 as well, and we want to find AC. So this is the Pythagorean of 8 squared plus 8 squared. So square root of 8 squared plus 8 squared. This gives us 8 radical 2. Or you can use a decimal if you want. But use a number of decimal points. So 11.314. This would work. Now this is AC. So AC is equal to 11.314. We want to find AM. So you just divide this by 2. So 11.314 divided by 2. This gives us 5.657. Now that we have AM, we can easily get the angle. So instead of X here, I'm going to write 5.657. And then my final step is going to be just to find theta. Tan theta equals opposite over adjacent. And the opposite here is 10. The adjacent is 5.657. So we just have to find inverse tan or shift tan on the calculator of 10 divided 5.657. I'm going to use my calculator to do that. So shift tan 10 divided 5.657. This gives us 60.5. And 60.50. So to three significant figures, 60.5 is a correct answer. Let's check the marking scheme. Thankfully, 60.5 is in fact the correct answer. We have a similar problem here. A pyramid with a square base ABCD, diagonals AC and BD intersect at M, vertex V is vertically above M, AB equals 11 and AV equals 18.6. It's only slightly different. Let's try to figure it out. Again, we want the angle that AV makes with the base. So the base is A, B, C, D. So we already know that A is common. So the line has to have A. And of course, AV is this line. So we need to figure out which point is closest to V. And directly below V, we have M. So we want line AM. So AV and AM, again, we want angle VAM in triangle VAM. So let's draw triangle VAM. This is 18.6. And we are told that AB is equal to 11. So we need to figure out either VM or AM. So AM is easier because AM is on the base and we can figure it out like we did in the previous problem, simply by drawing triangle ABC again. And knowing that this is a square base, so this is going to be 11. And we can draw the triangle ABC. So this is 90, this is 11, this is 11. And we want to get the Pythagorean, so 11 squared plus 11 squared. Use your calculator to do that, of course. So radical or root 11 squared plus 11 squared gives us 15.56. Now that we have ACE, we can get AM. AM is equal to half multiplied by 15.56. And the answer is going to be 7.78. Now that we obtained AM, we simply put it in the original triangle here, 7.78. And we want to get theta. Here we have the adjacent and the hypotenuse. So we use SOHCAHTOA. We are going to use cosine. Cosine theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. And we do shift cosine. So theta equals shift cosine or inverse cosine, 7.78 over 18.6. And theta is equal to 65.3. Let's check the answer. Thankfully, 65.3 is the correct answer here. The diagram shows a pyramid with a square base ABCD. We are given that DB is equal to 8, P is vertically above the center X, and PX is equal to 5. So let's try to figure this out. We want the angle between PB and the base ABCD. So here the common letter is B, and the closest to point P on the plane is point X. So the second letter is X. So we have PB and BX. So we have angle PBX. So the repeated letter is always the letter in the middle, of course. So we're looking at this triangle here. And we want to find angle B. Let's draw the triangle outside for simplicity. We want to find theta here, which is angle B. We know that this is 90, of course. So what givens are we given? What do we have? What information do we have? So Px is equal to 5 and dB is equal to 8. So this is very simple because dB is equal to 8. So so xB is equal to half of dB, which is equal to 4. So therefore, we just put 4 here. We don't need to do Pythagoras or anything. We just do tan theta equals 5 over 4. So theta equals shift tan 5 over 4. And this gives us 51.3. Looking at the answer, we have 51.3. This is correct. Never mind this part. This has to do with a different question. 51.3 is the correct answer for our problem. Our final question here. The diagram shows a pyramid on a rectangular base ABCD. AC and BD intersect at M, and P is vertically above M. AB equals 8, BC equals 6, and PM equals 9. N is the midpoint of BC. Calculate angle P and M. So this is slightly different from what we did before. We want to calculate angle P and M here. So let's try to figure it out. We have PN and then NM. And we are looking at this triangle here. So triangle PNM. And we are given that PM is 9. We want theta. We need another side. Obviously, NM is a very simple choice because NM is basically half of AB. So AB is 8. Basically, NM is going to be 4. So let's just put that outside. And tan theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. So theta is equal shift tan 9 over 4. I'm going to use my calculator to figure that out. So theta is equal to 66.03. So just 66 would be fine. Let's check the marking scheme. So 66 for theta is fine. This is the correct answer here. So let's just write it on top. Angle P and M, angle P and M is equal to 66. Show that BM is equal to 5. So how would we show that BM is equal to 5? This is similar to what we did in the previous problems. We said that BM is half of BD. And we can get BD from triangle BAD. So let's draw the triangle BAD. This is 90. AB is equal to 8. And it's a rectangular base, and BC is equal to 6. So since BC is equal to 6, AD is equal to 6 as well. AD is similar to BC, which is here. So now we can get BD as the Pythagorean of 8 and 6. So root 8 squared plus 6 squared. And this is going to give us 10. So since BD is 10, BM equals half multiplied by 10. And this is equal to 5. And we have successfully shown that BM is equal to 5. Next, we are required to calculate the angle between edge PB and base ABCD. So in order to do that, we look at the common letter. The common letter here is B. So we have B, and we want the closest letter to P. And this is going to be M. Obviously, it's vertically below it. So we have MB, and the repeated letter here is B. So we are looking for angle PBM. We draw triangle PBM to figure this out. PBM. We know that PM is 9. We already calculated BM as 5, and we want theta here. So theta is equal to tan inverse or shift tan opposite over adjacent. And this is equal to, I'm going to use my calculator to calculate this. Shift tan 9 divided by 5 gives us 60.945. So to 3 significant figures, this is 60.9. Don't write 60.95 and then approximate to 61. This would not be correct because we're approximating to 3 significant figures. So we look at the 4, and the 4 does not affect the 9. So the answer is 60.9. If you look at the marking scheme, you're going to find that for question C, the answer is 60.9 to 3 significant figures. So in question D, we are told a point X is on PC so that Px equals 7.5. So let's try to draw. So we have X here. And this part here is 7.5. And we are required to find Bx. So there is Bx here. Let's draw the triangle outside to make life simpler. We have B, P, X. Our requirement is to find letter Y, which is side Bx. And we are given that this is 7.5. Of course, we can easily calculate PB because PB would just be the root of 9 squared plus 5 squared from our previous triangle. And this would give us 10.3. So I would just write 10.3 here. Now we need to find an angle. So either angle X or angle P or angle B. How are we able to find that? So the only angle that belongs to another triangle other than triangle PXB, so is angle P. So this angle here, this is the only angle I can actually find because it's the only angle that belongs to a different triangle which I'm aware of and which I can use to get the angle. The other two angles, angle B and angle X, they only belong to the triangle I created. So they're very difficult to find. So the only way to find angle P would be to use another triangle, which is triangle PBC. So let's draw triangle PBC. And let's try to figure out how to use this triangle in order to get angle P. So let's call this theta. Now, we know that PB is 10.3. And using symmetry, of course, PC is also 10.3. And BC is equal to 6. So we can simply use the cosine rule in order to find BC. So let's just do that. I'm going to give myself some space. I'm just going to erase part of the previous problem. And let's try to figure out the cosine rule in this box here. So cosine theta is equal to, remember that when you're using the cosine rule, this is C. This is the side that is going to be negative because it's opposite to the angle we're looking for. So we have 10.3 squared plus 10.3 squared minus 6 squared over 2 times 10.3 times 10.3 again. Let's evaluate the numerator first. So 10.3 squared plus 10.3 squared minus 6 squared. This gives us 176.18. So let's rewrite. Cosine theta is equal to 176.18 divided by 2 multiplied by 10.3 multiplied again by 10.3. So you have 212.18. And you shift cosine this fraction. So shift cosine 176.18 divided by 212.18. You get 33.867. Which is approximately 33.9. So theta is equal to 33.9. And we can use theta and then use the cosine rule again in order to find y. So we're going to use the other form of the cosine rule. We're going to say y squared equals 7.5 squared plus 10.3 squared minus 2 open brackets, 7.5 multiplied by 10.3 multiplied by, let's just write this 3 here, multiplied by cosine of theta, which is 33.9. So we can just figure this out on the calculator. So 7.5 squared plus 10.3 squared minus 2 open brackets, 7.5 times 10.3 times cosine 33.9, close brackets. And the answer is 34.1.03. So we just take the square root of that. So y equals 5.84. Let's check the marking scheme. So thankfully, 5.84 is the correct answer. And this brings us to the end of our video. I hope this has been beneficial. Thank you for watching.